let's get started. Okay, so now we're going to come and we're going to just give you a little washing off the penis, wash off the glands, wipe off the urethra. Okay, here you go. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to give you a little local anesthetic, which is a jelly that goes down the inside of the penis, first on the outside, then on the inside, and going down the penis. Then we take this and we just kind of rub the urethra a little bit for 30 seconds. Now we're going to take the scope. This is a flexible scope, so it looks like this. We push up, the scope goes up, down, to the side, right and left, and it has a port here if we need to put a wire down or do a biopsy through that. Okay, just take a little more lubrication. Put the water on, please. Okay, and then we're going to look down the penis. All right, here we go. Okay, now squeeze down like you don't want to pee. Squeeze down. Okay. Okay, now we're getting to the bulbar urethra.
Continue squeezing.
No, you can relax now. Relax. Good. Just keep it nice and relaxed. I'm taking my thumb and I'm pushing it up, and I'm going to get through the sphincter. This part's a little tough. That's the worst. It's the beginning of the apex of the prostate right there. There's a verumontanum sitting right down below, and you can see a little inflammation in the prostate here. These are the lobes right through your prostate, coming right through, nice and steady and slow. Breathe. And boom. Now we're in the bladder. Once we're in the bladder, we can look up the left wall. And that looks very nice. Mild trabeculation, but not too bad. Here's mild trabeculation. Here's the top of the bladder. Here's a little bit of a bladder cellules right here. You see that? Okay. Everything's normal, by the way. Okay. I'm just talking. Now I'm going to go up the right wall. And I'm going up the right wall. And I don't see any tumors. Now, I'm going to come back. And it's hard for me to look at the trigone, but I'm going to see if I can find it here. I can't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to retroflex the scope. So I'm going to push the scope in, and as I'm pushing the scope in, I'm deflecting the scope up so I can look up and then back onto the prostate like that. See that? He's got a fairly large prostate. And then here, sometimes we can get lucky and see his orifices. There is, believe it or not, that's one. If you don't believe me, well, you'll have to wait a minute and see if the urine's going to squirt out, but you'll have to take my word for it. Come
I feel
on.
like I have to urinate, but
We'll hold off on the water for a second. We'll hold. Oh, there you go. Did you see that? Squirted a little bit. Okay, so here's the trigone. That's my scope coming in. And then on the other side, I'm basically taking my wrist and just moving my wrist to his other side and looking and seeing if we can see his trigone here, which should be right there. You see that? That little, believe it or not, that's it. It's not that easy to find, especially in a man with a large prostate, because you got to go up and down on it. But that's the orifice right there if I wanted to go into his kidney. Now, the thing to note is that if you ever tried to scrape out his prostate, you got to know where that is. Because if you take your loop and scope here, you can nail that right there. You see how close that is? It's really close. And if you use a rigid scope, you won't see it. You can only see it with a flexible scope. I can go right behind his prostate, make sure there's no tumors, there's no stones. All looks pretty well. A little inflammation on the gland. It looked like there was an area right there that's called a bleb. You see that? You can see all these little blood vessels here, there, that were likely, if you lift something heavy, did you go up any stairs on the cruise?
a lot of stairs.
A lot of stairs. A lot of stairs, big prostate. Are you on any blood thinners, aspirin, or anything like that? Aspirin, boom, you're going to bleed.
Baby aspirin.
It doesn't matter.
Right.
Okay. Anyway, now we're going to come back out, and I'm going to deflex the scope. But that's the point, that if I tried to, and I don't want to do it, if I tried to look over this mound with the scope, I'd be pressing on the prostate, which can cause more bleeding. Now I'm going to come straight back out, and you can turn the water on, please. Just one more second. Thank you. Perfect. Just
I won't urinate, will I?
absolutely perfect.